One thing I really appreciate, and I know you do, is really Costco has the quality and the value. And I would love for you to share with our Facebook fans the salmon story that we're famous for.
Sure. Well, let me give you one idea, and then I will share that with you. It's not always buying cheap things that is the way we do our business. It's quality product. If you buy quality products that last for a consumer or give them a great eating experience, then really what you've done is you've provided them value, and that's really the key. And so you buy the very best product you can, then we leverage it with our buying power to bring the price down as far as we can, and then that gives the member a great experience. Because it's no good to have a product that you're going to eat and have a lousy eating experience.
Right.
That's not worth anything.
No.
So it depends on how the product works. So the Salmon Story is famous within our company, and it's a story of continuous improvement. And it's a story that only took 11 years. So when we started, actually when I started with the company, we weren't going to carry seafood. We weren't going to carry turkeys. We weren't going to carry a lot of things. Be very basic in our offerings. Well, that lasted a very short period of time. And we realized that our consumer wanted to have a selection. And in our methodology, our SKU count methodology, we keep that to a small variety of seafood options. So we started buying some salmon. Didn't know a whole lot about it, honestly, and so we'd go to somebody and say, hey, we need salmon, and so they'd ship it in. We'd look at it and say, well, that doesn't look too good, so we'd start making spec improvements. And so as we went down that road, every time we improved the product spec, we sold more. Well, guess what? We were onto something. So we kept working at it and working at it until we got it to what we call today an F trim. So we're the only company that I know of in the nation, or actually in the world because we are global, that sells an F trim. So what an F trim is, we take all the skin off, but also we take all of the fat. So if you're familiar with eating salmon, and let's say you have a boneless, skinless piece of salmon, not from us, when you cut through it, you'll see a grayish brown layer at the very bottom. Okay. Well, that's the fat line, because between the skin and the flesh is a layer of fat, somewhat similar to our bodies.
Okay.
Well, we take that entire fat line out. Now, the reason we do that is we know that the first thing to go rancid or have odor is the fat line. It has to do with the oxidative nature of fat. So by taking that all the way off and then taking it all the way through the spinal cord, we take all of the blood and sinew, anything else out. You have completely orange flesh on both sides of the fish and relatively no odor whatsoever. So the salmon will take on the flavors that you cook with. And that's why consumers like it so much, because it really delivers on what they're trying to achieve. They don't have that, what some people might think is a fishy odor.
Right.
It's much cleaner than that.
Yeah, that's a very good point about
Right.
that. And I know that the price was higher in the very beginning, and we were able to drastically decrease the price, which I thought we're made the better quality salmon at a lower price.
You're exactly right. Yeah. So as we kept improving the product, we were selling more. Well, as you sell more, you have more leverage with a vendor. So if you start off selling 1 truckload and then you're selling 10 truckloads, and pretty soon you're selling 1,000 truckloads, each time we're able to take the price down for our member. So you take the price down, the quality up, guess what? You sell even more. We're the largest seller in the United States, and we do a great job. We do split our business today between Norway and Chile. We do that because we want to make sure we have a line of supply. There are all sorts of things that can happen around the world. There can be strikes at ports, there can be transportation issues, fuel surcharges. So by doing that, what we do is some geographical diversity. So we make sure that we always have products for our members.